Hi everybody, we're back with homework on page 27 in our 6 seed book. This is what we were doing in class today. Again, this is page 27. This page is not anything you have to do. This page just reminds you of what we did in class in case you've forgotten. Remember, our strategy is taking out 10. So if you get stuck, you can make a drawing to help you remember. Most of the time though, we are just going to decompose to take that 10 out of the number. Easy for us to subtract then. 10 minus 9, leaving us 1, and then we put our parts back together. We have the 2 and the 1 left over. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And if you get stuck, that's what that first page, the homework helper, is for. So we're actually going to start doing our work on page 29. So just turn one page. And this should look very much like what we did in class, except for this first part. We're just practicing taking out 10. We're just practicing that. We're not doing the whole subtraction problem. We're just decomposing to take out 10. So they did 17 for us. If you take out 10, there is 7 left. So I'm going to draw my number bond under 14. I'm taking out 10 every time. And if I take 10 out of 14, how many is left? There's our 10, and we have 4 left. Same thing with 18. I'm going to take out 10, so I'm going to decompose, draw my number line. I have to take out 10. And don't forget, there's that 0 just hiding under there. So if we take that 10 away, we have 8 left. Now on these last ones, I'd like for you to pause, do it yourself, and then turn the video back on to check your work. Okay? So go ahead and pause, do these 3 by yourself, take out 10, decompose, and then turn the video back on when you're ready to check your work. All right, so I'm going to decompose, taking out 10, there's 3 left. Number bond to decompose 16, so I have to take out 10, that's that one, and there's 6 left. And with 19, if I take out 10, get rid of that 10, I have 9 left. How'd you do? Should be doing this pretty well. This is just to remind us. Okay? Now, we're going to do that next step. After we take out 10, the second step was to subtract just the 10 part, right? So this part is asking us to practice that. This is where we need to know those number bonds to 10. If I take 2 away from 10, how much is left? If I take 7 away, we need to know what those number bonds are. 9 plus 1, 8 plus 2, 3 plus 7, 4 plus 6, 5 plus 5. So if I take 2 out, what's that partner? If I have 10, oh, it's too far, too close, I mean. All right, so I have 10. If I take 2 away, I have 8. If I were to take 8 away, I would have 2. 2 and 8, they're number bond to 10. All right, what about 7 then? If I have 10 and I take away 5, 6, 7, there's 3 left. 7 and 3, 3 and 7. What about 6? What do I need? What is the partner for 6 to make 10? I have 10. I'm going to take away 5, 6. I have 4 left. What's the partner for 5? 5 plus what is 10? You know that. And here now we have the opposite. 10 minus 8 is going to leave us with 2. 10 minus 9. Oh, we did that one so many times today. 10 minus 9 equals 1. So now these are the first two steps. First, we have to take out our 10. Then we subtract with just the 10. And then we have to put it all back together, our two parts. Once we take it apart, we have to put it back. So let's look down here now at number 3. They've started this first one for us. They took out the 10. There was 4 left. Now, I always like to circle. It helps me remember what's the next step. I'm going to just subtract right there. So they did 10 minus 9, always 1. And now we have to put these parts back. We have 4 left over here, and we have 1 left over here. So 1 plus 4, or 4 plus 1 equals what? 5. Which means that 14 minus 9 is 5. Even if you write it down here, make sure you write it up at the top too. Okay? All right, we can do this. 3 steps. We take out 10, we subtract from the 10, and then we put our parts back together. So here we go. We've got 15 minus 8. Let's take out 10. I'm going to decompose 15. I have to take out 10. How much is left? 5 is left over here. I'm going to circle just to keep me on track. I have to subtract this. So 10 minus 8 equals, we just did this up above, 10 minus 8 equals 2. Now I have to get these parts, put them back together to get our actual answer, because we're not subtracting from 10. We're subtracting from 15. So we have to put that 5 back in with the 2 to get the actual answer. So 5 plus 2 equals, say 5, 6, 7. So if 5 plus 2 equals 7, then 15 minus 8 equals 7. Pretty simple. We have to follow those 3 steps. Take out a 10, subtract from the 10, put the parts back together. So look down here, 13 minus 7. First we have to take out a 10. So here's my number bond. 13 is the whole. I'm taking out a 10. I have 3 left. So I take out my 10. The second step is I have to subtract. 10 minus 7 equals, we did that one up there too. 10 minus 7 equals 3. We have to put our parts back together. So what do we have left over here? We have a 3. What do we have left over here? Another 3. 3 plus 3 equals 6, which means that 13 minus 7 equals 6. Boys and girls, if you've been working with me so far, I would like for you to pause the video, do this problem by yourself, and then come back and push play when you've solved it. So first, hopefully you drew a number bond to take out 10. The second step is we subtract. So I'm going to subtract 10 minus 8. And we did that right up above. 10 minus 8 equals 2. Step 3, we put our parts back together. We've got 2 over here and 2 over here. So hopefully you had 2 plus 2 equals 4, which means that 12 minus 8 equals 4. If that's not what you got, go ahead and pause again. Check out what my response is and what you had. See if you can find your mistake and just fix it. Okay? All right. I am going to turn the page. So now we're on page 30. Up at the top. There's only 2 more problems, but they are word problems. Robert has 16 cups. Some are red, 9 are blue. How many cups are red? Oh. So, what do we know? We know that Robert has 16 cups. Some of them are red. Do we know how many? No, it just says some. How many are blue? 9. All right. So we know that the whole is 16 cups. I know that there are 9 blue ones, so I'm going to put a B in there. But then over here I have the red ones. Do I know how many? I don't. That's my unknown. I have a big question mark there. I don't know what that is. How many red? How do we find a whole? No. How do we find the answer when we have one whole and one part? We have a missing part. If we have 2 parts, we add them together. So something plus 9 equals 16. If we only have one part, we have to subtract. 16 minus 9 equals our unknown. But this looks like what we've just been doing. We need to take out a 10. So I'm decomposing that 16. I'm going to put 10 over here, and then I have 6. I'm going to subtract 10 minus 9, 1. And then I have to put my parts back together. What part is left over here? I've got 6. And what part is left over here? Just a 1. 6, and 1 more is 7, which means that 16 minus 9 equals 7. Do we know how many cups he has that are red? There are 7 cups that are red. 16 minus 9 equals 7. So 16 was the whole, 9 was the blue part, we just didn't know the red part. If you need to, if I go too fast, slow down. You can pause the video, take a look at it, and catch up, okay? Let's look at our very last problem for today. Lucy spent $8 on a game. She started with $14. How much money does Lucy have left? She spent $8. She had $14. We want to know how much is left. How much did she, after she's given it away, what does she have left? Again, we need to subtract. We need to start with what she started with. She started with 14. And I don't need my $sign for my math, my number sentence, my equation. I can just leave that off, but I will want to put it back in when I write my answer. So she started with 14, and how much did she spend? $8 buying a game. So we've got 14 minus 8. Looks just like what we've been doing all day. We have 14. We're going to use the taking out a 10 strategy. So decompose it, take out your 10. We have 4 left. Circle so I know what I'm doing. 10 minus 8. Do you remember what 10 minus 8 is? If not, you can count back, or you can use your fingers. 10, we're taking away 8 of them, so 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 2 left. So this was our first part, taking out a 10. This is our second part. We subtract from that 10. The third part is we put them back together. So we've got 4 over here, 2 over here, 4 plus 2 equals 4, 5, 6, which means that 14 minus 8 is also 6. Now down here, we need to write a statement that tells the answer to the question. The question was, how much money does Lucy have left? We're going to use the words in that question to make our answer. How much money does Lucy have left? Lucy has how much money? $6. So I'm going to write, this is my dollar sign and a 6. Lucy has $6 left. If you need to pause to catch up, go ahead and do that. Boys and girls, thank you for working so hard and doing your homework. I'll see you next time.